Hi, I'm Lucas.
I'm Zoel.
And I'm Cole. And welcome to this month's edition of High School Happenings.
To kick things off, let's send it over to David, who went to Merivale High School to check out their Letterpress SHSM program.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. We're here today at Merivale High School to check out their Letterpress SHSM program. Let's go see what it's all about.
At Merivale High School, I'm the administrative head for fine arts, so I'm in charge of all the music, art, drama, and tech. And I'm also the coordinator and champion teacher of something called the Communication and Design Specialist High Skills Major Focus Program. Today we have we cover in the focus program, we cover printing technologies. So what I try to do is give the students as much experiential learning as I possibly can. That's one of the things that the Specialist High Skills Major is mandated to do, provide experiential learning opportunities for students. Letterpress printing is an older printing methodology, but it has found new currency with people like Eric Spiekerman, who's a great graphic designer, who's brought it back and is using it in his shop in Berlin. And other people, when a guy like Spiekerman does that, other graphic designers around the world take notice, and lots of people are sort of playing with this now. The letterpress has a really unique printed feel. So in other words, if you close your eyes, you run your hands over it, you can feel the texture of the printing. And it's really quite a different experience. And again, like compared to the stuff that comes from vector art and offset lithography, it's a little bit different, and that's why it has more currency today.
So we're kind of just taking blocks and placing them in a way we want to do them for like puts or like a phrase we want to do. And then we're inking them and putting in the spaces in between. So it's kind of fun. I mean, it's the first time I've ever done something like this aside from just rubber stamps. It's probably around last year that I kind of figured out I wanted to do it. And then I kind of said I want to do the SHSM for it because my guidance counselor offered it and it was at the school. So it's just one of those things. It kind of appeared like I was considering a bunch of jobs that I would like in the future, and a lot of them were in art. So I always knew that I wanted to be in art. And then another thing I was considering is like advertisement, but I was just like, advertisement and art, what's the in-between of those? And I thought, oh, graphic design. And then I went to talk to my aunt and she's like, yeah, that would fit you perfectly. And she's a major teacher assistant at McGill University, so that's why I went to her. And then it was kind of just last semester doing my co-op, and then this semester coming over to Merivale and doing the actual 4 courses for the SHSM. So.
Today we're just doing something with Letterpress so far. I'm really just new to the subject, but so far it's been going pretty well. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Mr. Oster, when he was explaining to us, like, in all fairness, it was kind of, I guess you could say, drowsy. It kind of puts you to sleep, but once you actually start doing it, it's actually a lot of fun to do. I do stuff on the computers too, mostly just hand-drawn stuff. We all have booklets that we'll draw in and stuff, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So this is something that we've been kind of working on for about a week, so we've been planning like what quote we want to put on and what colors we want to use. So this is the day that Weather Vane Press is actually coming in, bringing us all of these different fonts and having us do the actual press without just stamps. For me, personally, my favorite kind of graphic design is like with vectors on computers, and then the next favorite is just somehow making shapes into an image. So sometimes it's like when you start it just looks like blobs, and then after a while it can look like something really nice. So this is a little bit different than what I usually do.
Explain a bit about what you're doing here.
Yeah, so I'm basically just building a quote out of different types of fonts that kind of like relate to the word. So like this word here, it's got kind of like a sharper looking font just because that's like kind of the word we're going for. So mostly for print pressing, as you can see with some of the examples here, a lot of it's used like the same fonts and the same letters when you're trying to get the more formal look. But for us, for our design purpose, we're kind of mixing up the fonts and just trying to make it look a little more artistic using different colors and stuff like that. So that's what we're up to over here. So we've got all the different fonts set up, so we're just kind of traveling around the room and like designing different phrases and stuff like that.
My name's Steve Quick. I'm a letterpress printer. I've been retired from the government for about the last 10 years, and I've taken up the art and craft of letterpress printing because I was looking for something to get me out of bed in the mornings when you're retired. So from 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, 7 days a week, I've got a couple of printing presses in my basement, and I print books and posters and postcards and pretty well anything that I feel like doing. The advantage of freedom to press. One of the things I do is I teach hands-on workshops. Letterpress printing, as you've probably from other folks, it is sort of a discontinued art. It's more craft than art, but it depends on who you talk to. And it stopped becoming popular in the 1960s. So all this equipment is used equipment, and it was on its way to salvage yards and that sort of thing. So a number of folks got together and we're trying to keep this form of printing alive. This is what Gutenberg developed in 1450. We've been doing it ever since. And it involves painstakingly assembling letters into words and sentences and so on. When I teach workshops, it's a variety of folks. Some people, young design students who want to go on to graphic design that gives them the opportunity to do some hands-on work. For other people, it's something as simple as a bride and groom want to get married and they want letterpress printed wedding invitations. So I refuse to do wedding invitations, but what I'll do is I'll teach them how to make it themselves, and they assemble the letters and they put and they print their own wedding invitations, which is kind of nice.
If I get into Algonquin, then I'll be doing my first year of my graphic design 3-year course. If not, then I'm going to be coming back here. Hopefully, if not, I'll be going back to SRB and doing my last year in whatever I want. So it's kind of just fun to like feel the actual fonts instead of just seeing them in a screen. So like you see them in posters and stuff, but you don't actually feel like the imprint or anything. So I think that's kind of fun about it because you get to physically feel the blocks and just kind of play with them and figure out what works, what doesn't.
I'm taking it again next year. Sadly, this is going to be the last year they ever have the focus program, so that's why I took it this year. But yeah, I'm planning on taking graphic design again next year. I guess you could, it's nice, I guess you could say. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like, you get to hang out with your friends and like you can make your own little personal thing. And I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. It's fun, yeah.
There's reasons that people want a hard copy of something. One of the things that my wife and I do is we print 125 books every year, you know, anywhere between 80 and 100 pages each, that we mail out to friends and family every year for Christmas. You give somebody a book and they have it for life. It's sitting on their bookcase, it's there. So there are reasons to have tactile material, but there's also a great use for digital. One of the things that I pointed out to the students here is nowadays a lot of the letterpress printers, because the equipment is getting old and the cost of material is getting up, finding material is becoming a real problem. So nowadays, what a lot of the designers do is you do your designing on the computer. You now have unlimited typefaces. I'm restricted to what's in the drawer. You have limited type sizes. I'm restricted to whatever is in the drawer. You've got unlimited graphics. You can do all your design on the computer. You create an electronic file, email that off to a service. Somebody makes a plastic plate for you. They ship it back to you overnight by Canada Post. You mount it on your printing press and you print with the plastic plate. It's cheap, it's easy. You can never change. If you made a typo, you're going to print X number of copies with a typo or get the plate redone again, where I just have to change one letter. But it's allowing you to mix the digital and the analog. When we were here last year, Irv, one of his students, did a sketch of myself working with one of the students. They digitized that, took it down to the Nepean Learning Center, and did a laser engraving of that picture. And it's back there somewhere. And it's really very good, very well done. It's a wood engraving, and it printed on the letterpress really well. And so that's another mixture of digital and analog.
In previous years, we only have like visual arts. So that's just kind of like paint a pretty picture and give it a name. It's fun to do, but it doesn't really teach you anything. Whereas this class, like this course, the focus program teaches you old art styles that people don't use a lot anymore, and then it also teaches you new things that are becoming more popular. So that if you want to go into something more popular in the future, then there's more jobs for you to get into. And then if you want to go into the old arts, then there's a chance for you to go back and bring that in.
What I try to do is I try to introduce it to them in class. I use slides, I use examples, and then I call on the experience and the kindness of a man like Stephen Quick from Weathervane Press, who comes down and turns our classroom effectively into a letterpress studio for a day. So for most of the students in here, they've never done any of this stuff before. This would not be a technology that would be familiar to them because, let's face it, even in elementary school, how much art are they doing anymore? Most of it is done on the computer screen, but this is a different business. This way your hands get dirty, you feel the type, you learn about it, and what happens is that when they do translate their typographical experience to the computer, they will be able to make far more informed decisions on legibility, on quality of type, and they'll get a typographical vocabulary. They'll be really, really well suited to do really high polished professional work and do well with it. So I really believe that this is an integral part of the process, and I think that it will really serve them well.
We had an awesome day here at Merivale High School, learning all about letterpressing. We got these awesome prints out of it. We learned a lot about how pressing was before the days of computers. Throwing back to you guys.
Wow, what an amazing process. I never knew letterpressing could be so much fun. Stay tuned after the break where we'll see some books come to life. Thanks, Lucas. Today we're here at Sir Wilfrid Laurier High School to check out their annual Human Library event. There's a lot of awesome guest speakers, so let's go see what it's all about.
Hi, my name is Taylor Griffith. I'm the student coordinator for the Human Library. Today, this library started around 9:30 and it's going really, really smoothly. I'm so happy the students are embracing everyone they're meeting. And it's been a stressful time to get here, but it's going good. Okay, so we have multiple colors here that kind of separate the different people who are attending. So we have yellow, which is like human rights and humanities, blue, which is like medicine, pink is arts, red is law enforcement, purple is like small business people. So we have Martha Lenio here, who's in the green section, and she actually ran a Mars simulator. She was in charge of everything, and it's those kind of people that make you so attracted to this event and who you want to meet.
Hi, my name is Tricia Leduc. I'm one of the teachers at Colonel By who is working on this event. I'm the teacher librarian. So I partnered up with Miss Morton from Sir Will to organize this for both of our schools. So Colonel By was able to sign up 130 students who've come to the event today. A lot of the students actually ended up using the event website that was created by Lucas Rumsicki, one of our grade 12 students at Colonel By. So most of our students went to the website to read our book biographies. We have 65 human books who are here, and Lucas took care of setting up all the biographies on that website, as well to reach out to the human books themselves and to our students. We ended up creating a Twitter page where we highlighted our human books and just sent out information about the event.
So my name is Doug Hunter. I'm a regional director for a program called Destination Imagination, which is a program all about developing skills in students at what I call the 4 C's, which is creativity, communication, critical thinking, and collaboration skills. And I got involved in this. Actually, I'm retired, officially retired, although I'm probably busier than when I was working. And I'm involved in this program because I think it's critical for students to learn to be innovators and risk takers and entrepreneurs, and that's kind of what this program kind of guides students to do. And so I'm passionate about it. I've kind of developed a whole other career through my volunteer work. My message today with the students at the Human Library is that you can change your career multiple times. I started off as thinking I was going to be a foreign service diplomat. I kind of didn't get into that. I took the training to do that and then backed out. I ended up going into social work and ran a program for kids up in Northern Ontario for about 8 years. And then from there I went back to do my Master's of Business degree and went into the business world and actually worked for 30 years for IBM in varying positions, and had a really interesting and challenging career there. And now I'm involved in education, which is very fulfilling and interesting.
So my name is Brendan Glanders. I was born in Victoria, BC. Spent a little time growing up in Halifax as well, but I definitely call Ottawa my home. I went to high school here at Sir Wilfrid Laurier and played 5 years of university football at the University of Ottawa, and 2 years professionally with the Toronto Argonauts, and then 1 year with the Red Blacks, and I'm under contract with them again this year. I absolutely loved my time here at Sir Wilfrid Laurier. Really, I honestly give credit to coaches Eric Kokonen and Mr. Varden for really instilling the passion and really basically channeling my passion for football and trying to turn it into something that could eventually become a career. And like I said, I played 5 years at the University of Ottawa. I graduated with a degree in human kinetics, and this year was lucky enough in my 3rd year playing professional football to win the Grey Cup with the Ottawa Red Blacks, and it was on my birthday actually that we won, so that was extra special, and it's been really fun showing the Grey Cup around to everyone in Ottawa, and everyone's reaction when they see the Grey Cup has been so much fun. And it's something that's been special to be able to bring it back to my hometown and share it with family, friends, and even old acquaintances. And I love being able to do events like this with the Human Library, just because one of the coolest parts about being a professional football player is the visibility we have and being able to sit down and talk to people that we probably wouldn't have ever met before if it wasn't for the visibility. So I mean, things like autograph signings and going to elementary schools and high schools and just sitting down and sharing our story and hearing other people's stories and aspirations, it's honestly one of the coolest parts of the job. Alright, we had a great time here today at Sir Wilfrid Laurier checking out their Human Library. We met a lot of inspirational people and had a great time.
The High School Happening Sports Patrol got a chance to check out some hard-hitting senior girls rugby action at the Earl of March preseason tournament.
Let's go check it out. Hi, I'm Cole.
And I'm Zoel.
And we're at Earl of March to preview the upcoming girls rugby season at the Varsity Girls Rugby Tournament.
Let's kick it off.
Emily, how's your day going so far?
It's pretty good. We won our first game and we have our next one at 12, so yeah, just waiting.
And Rebecca, what are your expectations for the season?
That we do good and that the team comes together and that, you know, we would win and have a good season.
And what are your favorite parts of rugby?
My favorite part's probably just like being able to be a part of a team and like be a leader on the team, and yeah.
And what are your favorite parts?
Just being with like people that like you go to school with and like all your friends, and I don't know, being able to like be a part of like team building and like leadership and stuff. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Do you believe is the toughest challenge for your team this year?
Well, we brought a lot of newbies with us, but I'm really excited to teach them the game and what it's all about. I'm really excited to mentor them through this.
Awesome. All right. And what's your favorite part about playing rugby?
Honestly, it's just the feel of our whole team is like a big family. So I just like enjoying playing with all my friends and being able to play a sport that we all enjoy together.
I'm here with Molly Wilkes from Colonel By S.S Secondary School. Molly, how do you feel you girls have been doing today?
We've been doing really well. So we've played 2 games so far. We have lost the first, unfortunately, 1-0, but we just came back versus Earl of March and we got 3 tries and they scored none, so it was really awesome.
So what do you guys feel like you could improve?
Definitely our togetherness. We're really not communicating as a team just in general. With that, we could really use a lot more effect on our defense because we're really not together with defense. We're at different positions. If we space out and create a great solid line, our defense could greatly improve.
And what do you feel your favorite part of rugby is?
The hitting. I love putting someone on the ground. It's really fun. It's such a fulfilling, such a fulfilling feeling. Like when you just go boom and then they're done and you're like, ha.
Yeah, the contact's a very important part of rugby, so thank you.
Not a problem.
How long have you been reffing rugby for?
I've been refereeing rugby for about 9 years right now, and started off at high school and then moved up to Division II and CJEP.
That's a lot of reffing, yeah. And how have the girls been playing today? What have you been seeing?
The caliber of rugby, because this is a learning tournament, very good. I'm seeing a lot of teams improve from game to game, because in between, when there's time on the field, I've actually advised the girls on how to do things better and improve their play, and they've actually done it, and it's worked. I actually had a chance to console a girl who was totally distraught after the game because she was overwhelmed, and I got her back to the game. And there was another little girl, she's probably about 90 pounds soaking wet. She dropped a couple of big girls with clean textbook open field tackles, and I congratulated her in front of the team and the coaches, and that's what I like to do, is pick everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Looks like a really fun tournament. So what advice would you give to girls out there that are playing rugby right now or that may want to play rugby?
It's a fantastic sport. There's a lot of camaraderie in rugby. When the game is over, the girls all go out and have a good time together. It's not like hockey where it's like, I'll get you. And the referees treat the players with a lot of respect. And there's a good understanding between the refs. And I find refereeing girls is a lot of fun because there's a lot less back chat. And they play the game hard and physical. I was at a game yesterday, a tournament yesterday at Queen's. It was an absolute brutal game. I would not have wanted to be playing in that match. That's how big these girls were. High schools. There's one girl who was about 225 pounds and was 5'11", and she could run. So I try to go to the schools and help them with technique, what the referees expects. So when I get on the field, they see me and they always come and congratulate me and say, that's our referee. So that's something that I enjoy. I've started playing rugby almost 50 years ago. So now I can't play, so I'm giving back to the sport that I love, which is coaching and refereeing.
Thanks for tuning in to this month's episode.
We'll see you next month on High School Happenings.